Hi, good evening students. In the previous lecture, I gave you a small homework. When three resistors of 1 ohm, 2 ohm and 3 ohm are connected in parallel, I asked you to find the effective resistance. I will help you how to do it now. When three resistors are connected in parallel, how to find the effective resistance by formula? So 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So here this is 1 divided by 1 plus 1 divided by 2 plus 1 divided by 3 ohm. Now the LCM of these three factors, this is equal to 6. So this is 6 plus, now 3 2s are 6 plus 2 3s are 6. So that this is equal to 11 by 6. So 1 by R parallel is equal to 11 by 6. Therefore, what should the value of Rp equal to? Therefore, Rp is equal to 6 by 11. 6 by 11 is less than 1. So, if you find the fraction, this will be equal to 0.55 ohm. Now, what is the effective resistance you have calculated is 0.55 ohm. Is the value of Rp less than 3 ohm, less than 2 ohm as well as less than 1 ohm? Okay, so what do we infer from this? When three resistors or any number of resistors are connected in parallel, then the effective resistance will be less than the least of the given combination. Okay, this one we have understood. Okay, now let us take another case. If n resistors, of R ohm, okay, R ohm are connected in series. N resistors, n number of resistors, each of how much ohm? R ohm. They are connected in series. So the effective resistance R effective will be equal to R1 plus R2 plus like that etc. up to Rn. So this is equal to R plus up to last term is also what? R. So this is equal to what? N times R. Therefore, R effective is equal to N times R, N into R. This is for competitive examinations like NTSC and also in higher level examinations like NEET and JEE. Based on this, questions will come. So quickly we should be able to do the problem. So if N resistors of resistance R ohm each are connected in series, means then the effective resistance is N times each resistor R ohm. Have you understood? Good? Okay. Now you think what will happen if all these N resistors are connected in parallel? If all these N resistors, see here, if N resistors are connected, N resistors of R ohm, okay, R ohm are connected in parallel. If they are connected in parallel, if they are connected in parallel means what? 1 by R parallel is equal to 1 by R plus 1 by R plus up to the last term is what? 1 by R. So like this, how many number of terms will be there? Yes, N number of terms will be there. So N number of terms. So this will be equal to what? N by R. And this implies what? R parallel is equal to capital R divided by N. So R parallel is equal to R divided by N. So this is also for competitive exams, a quick answering of the question it is required. So what is the difference in these two cases? Once again I am recalling, my dear students. When N number of resistors of R ohm each are connected in series, means then the effective resistance is equal to N times each resistance. And when N resistors of R ohm each are connected in parallel, then the effective resistance is found to be Rp equal to R divided by N. Here product of N and here it is divided by N. Have you all understood? Okay, one more shortcut I am going to teach you exclusively for two resistors connected in parallel. Okay. Now, this is one example. Let us take this is a resistance. This is a resistance of R ohm, which is connected in parallel to another resistance of R ohm. So, how many resistors have connected? Okay, two resistors. What is the value of each resistance? R ohm. So, this one is R ohm and this is R ohm. Okay. For example, let us say that this is equal to 4 ohm and this also equal to what? 4 ohm. So, now you see that 1 by R parallel is equal to 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 and this is equal to 2 by 4, that is equal to 1 by 2. Therefore, R parallel is equal to reciprocal of this is what? 2 ohm. This is equal to 2 ohm. So, when two equal resistors are connected in parallel, when two equal resistors are connected in parallel, say for example 4 ohm and 4 ohm are connected in parallel, means without doing with this formula, we can say that the effective resistance is half of that single resistance. So half of that 4 ohm is how much? 2 ohm. Understand? If the same two resistors, 4 ohm and 4 ohm are connected in series. In series means how will you find? This is easy. So this is R series is equal to what? 4 plus 4 is equal to 8 ohm. So here we find that in series means it is double that of the single resistance and here it is half of that of the single resistance. So these are all some shortcuts for competitive examination. Before getting into the next sequence of problems, did you all understand? Okay, I hope you must have understood. Now let us go to the next sequence of problems. Now there is a shortcut formula to find out the effective resistance when two resistors are connected in parallel. Now we can look at the circuit. I want to determine the resistance between A and B. So the two resistors connected in parallel are R1 and R2. By formula, how to find the effective resistance in parallel? 1 by Rp is equal to what? 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. You take the LCM by cross multiplying. So this is equal to R2 plus R1 divided by R1 into R2. So this is R1 into R2. So this is also equal to what? R1 plus R2 divided by R1 into R2. Therefore, taking reciprocal, what is Rp must be equal to? Rp must be equal to what? R1 R2. So this is R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So this formula you can use directly whenever the two resistors are connected in parallel. Okay, now I will explain to you two genuine examples which are taken from competitive exam question papers. Now look at this picture. What is the shape in which the resistors are connected? It is a triangle. Okay. Now three resistors are connected along the three sides of a triangle. I want to find the effective resistance between the points A and B. Now, how to deal this problem at the initial level at 10th standard? Now you see here students, suppose if a current is flowing along the point A, at this junction A, there are two ways, there are two paths, the current will divide. For example, if you take here I ampere of current is flowing at the junction A, it will divide into two paths. So the current is going to divide. Say for example, the current is I1 and here the current is I2 ampere. So this I1 ampere is coming towards this point C. So how much current is flowing towards this point C is I1 ampere. And again the wire is bent. So here also the same I1 ampere current only is going to flow. Am I right? It is just a turning point for the current. Same current only is going to flow through the resistor, another 1 ohm also. So here also the same current I1 ampere only is flowing. Then again here the current will be I2. These two will join and here the total current will be what? The I ampere. So here why we have to consider the dividing of current means, you should know that these resistors of 1 ohm and another 1 ohm, these two resistors, since they permit the same quantity of current, you tell me, are they in series or parallel? Excellent. Good. So these two resistors of 1 ohm each are considered to be connected in series because the same current is flowing. So what should be the effective resistance when two 1 ohm resistors are connected in series? 1 plus 1 is 2 ohm. So now the circuit gets reduced. The circuit gets reduced. So the equivalent circuit now I am going to draw. So this will be reduced to 1 ohm plus 1 ohm, that is 2 ohm connected parallel to this. So the effective resistance between A and B, this 1 ohm plus 1 ohm is equal to what? 2 ohm. So here it is 2 ohm and this also is 2 ohm. Now instead of doing by formula in competitive exams, MCQs and all, quickness should be there in the solving the problems. I have already told you that if a same value of resistors 2 ohm each are connected in parallel means what should the effective value? Yes, good guess. Yes, half of that 2, that is equal to 1 ohm. Good. So the effective resistance of this combination is equal to 1 ohm. Anyhow, let us verify by formula for your understanding purpose. So this 1 by R parallel is equal to what? 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 is equal to 2 by 2, that is equal to 1 ohm. Therefore R parallel is equal to reciprocal of 1 also is what? 1 ohm. So this 1 ohm, when two equal resistors are connected in parallel means effective resistance will be 50% of the value of any one resistor. Suppose if two resistors of R ohm each are connected in parallel, we have already stated that the effective resistance will be what? R by 2 ohm. Okay. Now, a small test for you. You try to do this problem, all of you. Here, the current is entering and here the current is dividing. Say for example, here I1 ampere, this is I2 ampere. The same current I1 ampere is flowing through this 2 ohm resistor. And here also in this branch also same I1 ampere only is flowing up to this I1 ampere and this is I2 ampere. So the current entering is dividing. Since the same current I1 ampere is flowing through the 2 ohm resistor, 2 ohm resistor and another 2 ohm resistor along the three sides of this rectangle. Okay. So these three resistors of 2 ohm each are connected in series. Is it not? You tell me why those three resistors are assumed to be connected in series. Yes, because the same current is flowing through all the three resistors. So now I am going to draw the equivalent circuit. So the equivalent circuit. So the shortcut circuit for this is also called as the equivalent circuit. Okay, it is now 2 ohm plus 2 ohm plus 2 ohm is how much? 6 ohm. That's right. So 6 ohm. So I will write now the value of the first resistor on the top is equal to what? 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6 ohm. And bottom in this between A and B another resistor of 6 ohm is connected. So these are the two resistors 6 ohm and 6 ohm which are connected in parallel. Wait. Your answer is right. Your guess is good. So what should be the effective resistance is 3 ohm. 3 ohm. Good. Why? Because two equal resistors of 6 ohm are connected in parallel and hence the effective resistance must be equal to half of that 6 ohm, that is equal to 3 ohm. Okay, shall we verify once again? Okay, I will verify. So here 1 by R parallel is equal to 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6, that is equal to what? 2 by 6. Therefore R parallel is equal to 6 by 2, that is equal to 3 ohm. But in competent examinations and all, we should reduce the time factor. So the quickness only is differentiating between the winner and the loser. So this shortcut methods of finding the effective resistance in parallel particularly we have explained it thoroughly. I hope you must have understood. Let us now go to the next sequence of textbook problems, both solved as well as the exercise. Are you ready? Be ready. Good. Okay, now let us try to do the two textbook problems. In page number 216, the problem number 4. How can three resistors of resistances whose values are 2 ohm, 3 ohm and 6 ohm be connected to give an effective resistance of 4 ohm in case A and an effective resistance of 1 ohm in case B? Now whenever such problems are coming in the exam, any exam, either a school exam or board exam, first you will have to work it out mentally. For example, you take the two values of resistors 3 ohm and 6 ohm. Imagine if they are connected in parallel. What will be the effective resistance? The shortcut I have taught you. R parallel is equal to R1 into R2 by R1 plus R2. So 3 into 6 divided by 3 plus 6. 3 into 6 is 18. 3 plus 6 is 9. And 18 by 9 is equal to 2 ohm. Okay. So the combination of 3 ohm and 6 ohm can give you what? 2 ohm. If that 2 ohm is connected with the first resistor 2 ohm in series means the effective resistance will be 4 ohm. If again they are connected in parallel means 2 and 2 connected in parallel will give you a effective resistance of 1 ohm. Good. Now you look at the circuit diagram. Now the resistance between A and B is 2 ohm. And the resistance between B and C is a parallel combination of 3 ohm and 6 ohm. So 6 into 3 divided by 6 plus 3. So here R parallel is equal to 6 into 3 divided by 6 plus 3. So this is equal to 18 by 9, that is equal to 2 ohm. And this 2 ohm, so R effective is equal to this 2 ohm plus this 2 ohm, and that is equal to 4 ohm. Did you understand? Easy only. This type of problems when you work in a paper only, you will understand. So this combination will give you what? 4 ohm. So the first effective resistance of 4 ohm we have attained. Similarly, now all the resistors are connected in parallel. When all of them are connected in parallel means so 1 by R parallel will be equal to what? 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6. So what is the LCM here? What is the LCM? Good. It is 6. So I will write the number denominator now, that is 6. So this is 3 2s are plus 2 3s are plus 1 6 is 6. So this is equal to 3 plus 2 5, 5 plus 1 6, 6 by 6. So 6 by 6 is equal to 1. And reciprocal of this is Rp. Therefore R parallel is equal to 1 ohm. So we have got the effective resistance is equal to 1 ohm in the second case. Have you all understood? Okay, good. Shall I proceed to the next problem? If any doubt means you can ask me. That's good. We will go to the next problem. Okay. So this is problem number 5. Again in the same page 216. Read the question carefully and without doing on a paper also. Now if you tell me the answer means you are very thorough. Okay, good. Find the highest and lowest value of the total resistance. Okay. For the combination of 4 resistors, namely 4 ohm, 8 ohm, 12 ohm and 24 ohm. Wait. Yes, good. All your answers I agree. Good. That means you are very thorough. So when will this combination have a total resistance of highest value? That's good. When they are connected in series. Again, when will they have the lowest value of the combination? When they are connected in parallel. So now I will take highest value. First one is highest value. So that is equal to RH. That is equal to R series. So highest value RH is equal to 4 plus 8 plus 12 plus 24. So 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 12 is 24. 24 plus 24 is equal to what? So this is equal to 48 ohm. 24 plus 24 is 48 ohm. Have you all understood? That is good. Okay. Similarly, let us find the lowest value. So lowest value is what? The lowest value is denoted by RL. That is equal to R parallel. I told you they must be connected in parallel. Because we have studied that in parallel combination the effective resistance is yes, the least. Okay, is lower than the least of the combination. Now you tell me what formula I am going to use this one. 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 24. So we have to add these numbers. So what number can be the LCM here is 24 itself, because all these numbers are factors of 24, is it not? So this is equal to what? Whole divided by 24. 6 4s are 24, 8 3s are 24, 12 2s are 24, 1 24s are 24. So 6 plus 3, 9, 9 plus 2, 11, 11 plus 1, 12. So this is equal to what? 12 divided by 24. So 12 2s are 24, is it not? So this will be also equal to what? 1 by 2. So this is equal to 1 by 2. Yes, sir. Come out with the answer. That's good. You are right. Therefore, the Rp value must be reciprocal of 1 by 2. That is equal to 2 ohm. Absolutely correct. Therefore, R parallel is equal to 2 ohm. Yes, sir. How many of you have understood? Good. All of you have understood. Is there any other doubt to be clarified here? Shall we move further? Because another set of problems in the earlier classes, that is the resistance factors, dependence of resistance, okay, on some factors. That problems we are going to do. Okay, have you noted this problem? Shall I erase the board? Okay, good. Yes, now let us discuss the very important concept based on the factors on which the resistance of a conductor depends. This is very important for solving numerical problems in competitive exams. Okay, now read the problem. A copper wire of length L, area of cross section A, has a resistance of R ohm. Find its resistance when it is stretched to double its length. That is, you are given a copper wire of length L meter and its area of cross section or thickness is capital A, and when it is stretched to double its length, what will be the area of cross section of the wire? Will it be thin or not than the previous case? Okay, it will become thin. And you must know that if the length is double, the area of cross section, the area of cross section will be halved. I am going to prove that. Before stretching and after stretching, the volume of the wire should remain constant. Also, the specific resistance rho of the material also should remain the constant because it is made up of the same material, copper. So this is the concept you are going to use. Okay, students, you look at this. Let us take the initial volume of the wire as V1 before stretching, and V2 be the volume of the wire after stretching it to double its length. So initial volume V1 is equal to the final volume V2, and the volume of the wire is what? Area of cross section into length. So A1 into L1 is equal to A2 into L2, or L1 by L2 is equal to A2 by A1. This is the very important relationship between the ratio of the length and the ratio of the area of cross section. Okay, now for the first wire, rho, the specific resistance is equal to R1 into A1 divided by L1. Am I right? R1 into A1 divided by L1. For the second wire, rho is equal to R2 into A2 divided by L2. So the specific resistance of both the wires or the material copper will be a constant. Can I equate these two expressions now? Okay, what will happen? Let us see now. Therefore, R1 into A1 divided by L1 is equal to R2 into A2 divided by L2. So I will take the ratio now R1 by R2. So R1 by R2. Bring this R2 to the denominator on the left hand side. So this is equal to, remaining term is what? A2 by L2 multiplied by L1 by A1. This L1 will go to the numerator on the right side. So this will become what? L1 divided by A1. So this is also equal to, now group, I am going to group the terms, A2 by A1. So this is equal to A2 by A1 into L1 by L2. So into L1 by L2. See here, I have written like that. Okay, now I will take, so this is equal to A2 by A1 into L1 by L2. Instead of A2 by A1, what also can be substituted, you tell me? Yes, the ratio of A2 by A1 also is equal to L1 by L2 or not? Can I substitute instead of A2 by A1? What can I substitute? That's right, L1 by L2. So instead of A2 by A1, I will write L1 by L2 into L1 by L2, and that is equal to L1 by L2 the whole square. L1 by L2 the whole square. Left hand side is what? The ratio of R1 by R2. So this is equal to L1 by L2 the whole square. Good. So L1 represents the initial length of the wire. What is the initial length of the wire? it is given as L. So this is equal to L divided by, what is L2 here? Yes, 2L. So instead of L2, what I can write? Twice the length 2L, no. So this is equal to 2L, the whole square. So L and L get cancelled, and hence this is equal to 1 by 2 whole square, that is equal to 1 by 4. So taking reciprocals, therefore R2 by R1. This is R1 by R2 we have found, that is equal to 1 by 4. If you take the reciprocal, what is R2 by R1? R2 by R1 is equal to 4. So this implies that R2 is equal to 4 times R1. This is equal to 2 square times R1. The very important fact. You have learnt a very important fact thoroughly. When the length is stretched 2 times, then the new resistance is becoming what? 4 times. 4 times the initial resistance. Therefore, in general, if the wire is stretched n times, that is if stretched for, so stretching n times, that is stretched to n times the initial length means, then the R effective will be equal to n square times the R initial. N square times the initial value of the resistance. This is a very important factor for solving the numerical problems in the competitive exams. Without doing, we can do the, without doing the solution, we can get the answer. So I will repeat once again, my dear students, when a copper wire is stretched to double its length means the area of cross section will be halved. This idea only is used to solve this type of problems. And if the initial resistance is R ohm, for doubling the resistance, when the length is doubled 2 times, then 2 square times the resistance will increase. So the new resistance will be 2 square times the initial resistance. So this is equal to 4 times the initial resistance. Suppose if the wire is stretched to 3 times, what should be the value of new resistance? Good, that is good. 3 square into R, that is 9 times R. Yes, you try then. If the wire is stretched to 4 times means what will be the new resistance? Excellent, it is yes, 16 times the initial resistance. In general, if it is stretched by n times means the new resistance will be equal to n square times its original resistance. So let us stop with this lecture today. Tomorrow we will be meeting again with another new topic. Until then, bye.